This video will focus on MAPEI's Kerapoxy IEG CQ installation techniques for quarry tile in a commercial kitchen. The Kerapoxy IEG CQ kit includes all of the components listed here. It can yield up to 4 gallons of grout. Kerapoxy IEG CQ is made of a Part A resin, a Part B hardener, and a Part C colored quartz aggregate. All 3 parts are required. Be sure that the grout joints are clean and that 2/3 of the total joint depth is free of mortar, per the ANSI A108.5 installation procedure for epoxies. Insert a foam backer rod into the expansion joint between the cove base and the floor, per ANSI and TCNA standards. This will protect the joint from being filled with grout. Tape off the section of floor on which you will be working. This way you will know which grout joints are clean and which are not. It is important when working with Kerapoxy IEG CQ that you do not mix partial units. To avoid a possible skin reaction, wear proper personal protective equipment. First, mix Part A and Part B in a mixing bucket with a 300 RPM mixer. Mix entire units at a time. When the color is consistent, slowly add Part C. Mix thoroughly until a homogeneous, consistent color is achieved. Avoid prolonged mixing, which can trap air and shorten the pot life. Once Kerapoxy IEG CQ is completely mixed, it must be installed within 1 hour maximum, or the product will not properly install. To lengthen the working time in hot weather, keep parts A and B on ice for 15 minutes before mixing. Set the mixing bucket in a cold water bath. If UltraCare grout release is not used, dampen the tiles before installation, but tiles should not be so wet as to have pooled water. When you're grouting more than 500 square feet, it's best to use a 2-man team. This allows you to mix more units of parts A, B, and C at a time. If you are a single installer, we recommend mixing 1 unit of parts A, B, and C at a time. For typical tiles measuring of 6 by 6 by 1/2 with a 1/4 inch joint width, the coverage for 1 mixed unit of Kerapoxy IEG CQ would be about 40 square feet. Remove mixed product from the container, pouring it in a ribbon or placing it in small piles on the tile surface. Kerapoxy IEG CQ is a thermosetting product, so it sets up faster in a container or in a large mass. A 2-man team may mix 2 or 3 units of parts A, B, and C and grout 80 to 120 square feet at a time. A single installer may mix 1 unit of parts A, B, and C at a time to cover about 40 square feet. Whether working alone or in a team, this process should take 20 to 30 minutes. Always use directional floating. This means holding the float at a 90-degree angle to the floor and pulling the grout in 45-degree angle to the face of the tile. Use a hard rubber epoxy float with a sharp edge to continuously force grout into the joints. Make sure that all joints are well compacted and are free of voids and gaps. Fill joints with the maximum amount of grout possible. Before the excess epoxy begins to set, remove it from the tile surface with the edge of the float, holding the float at a 90-degree angle and pulling it diagonally at a 45-degree angle across the joints. Grout joints should look full and flush to the top of the tile surface. For the initial cleaning, dilute each initial wash cleaning additive packet from the kit with 2 gallons or 7.57 liters of clean water. Liberally spread the cleaning mixture onto the grouted area and scrub with a white nylon scrub pad from the kit, using circular motions to remove the grout from the tile surface. Then remove the wash water by dragging a sponge from the kit diagonally across the joints, flipping to the sponge's other side after each pass. Rinse the sponge after both sides are used for a pass. Be sure to change the water in the buckets after using each unit for grouting. Do not leave any standing water on the tile surface or in the joints, because this can cause epoxy residue or grout haze. Knee pads and toes of shoes can press on newly installed joints, causing the grout to bulge and indent. Unfortunately, these indents don't always appear right away because during the cleaning process they fill with soft residue. This soft debris breaks free after the grout is hardened and suddenly an indent appears. For this reason, we recommend the use of a knee board or even a 5-gallon plastic lid to protect the grouted joints and prevent indentations. Work in smaller sections to clean grout from the tile surface before it dries. Always use clean water. Change the water every 40 square feet and be sure to keep the water out of the ungrouted grout joints. If water does get into the empty joints, use a shop vacuum to remove it. After the initial cleaning, wait 5 to 10 minutes. Now begin the final cleaning of the floor. Dilute each final wash cleaning additive packet from the kit with 2 gallons or 7.57 liters of clean water. Liberally spread the cleaning mixture onto the grouted area and scrub with a new white nylon scrub pad from the kit, using circular motions to remove the grout residue. Use a clean sponge included in the kit and pull it diagonally across the floor to remove any remaining grout haze or residue. Use a clean, wet microfiber or cotton towel and pull it diagonally across the tile to remove any excess water. Again, leave no standing water on the tile's surface or in the grout joints to prevent epoxy residue and grout haze. The entire process of installing the Kerapoxy IEG CQ kit from start to finish should take no more than 45 minutes to 1 hour. Once the surface is dry and before it is covered, check for haze or imperfections. The epoxy resin will bond to itself, so repairs are relatively easy and will blend into the joint. Following the previously detailed steps, mix a kit and trowel grout onto any spots in need of repair. If grout is applied, clean floor as previously detailed. Remove any haze with MAPEI's Ultra Care Epoxy Grout Haze Remover. Remove grouted backer rod from cove base and install fresh backer rod per ANSI and TCNA standards. This will create a two-sided bond and prevent the sealant from tearing as the floor moves through its normal cycle of expansion and contraction. Install MAPEI's Mapasil T 100% silicone sealant to the expansion joint running around the floor's perimeter, between the cove base and the floor. Spraying the sealant with water diluted with a small amount of dish soap will help prevent sticking to your tool. If possible, wait at least 4 hours before covering the grouted area. If you must cover it to protect it, use craft paper or ram board. And finally, protect the tiles and prevent foot traffic for 24 hours during curing. Using MAPEI's full system of products along with Kerapoxy IEG CQ will ensure that your floor will receive a system warranty from MAPEI. For further information, contact MAPEI Technical Services at 1-800-992-6273 in the U.S. and Puerto Rico, or at 1-800-361-9309 in Canada, or simply visit www.mapei.com.